it's a regular day in the middle of the week, and there is a long line outside Costco, like on the last day of a super sale. People are standing in line to buy in bulk. It's not a promotion or Black Friday, it's just Tuesday, and it's like this every day. Costco has around 890 warehouses worldwide, with over 600 of them in the US alone. And almost everywhere the scene looks the same. Packed parking lots, huge carts piled to the brim, long line at the registers. Plus, people have to pay a membership fee just to get into the store. Sounds crazy, right? But Costco has over 140 million members globally. They pay an annual fee and keep coming back. Retail worldwide is drowning. Stores are closing. Online giants are taking over the market. And Costco posts record revenue year after year. No advertising, no loyalty discount programs, no millions of items on shelves, just a warehouse with products. So you think, okay, they probably just sell cheaper than everyone and make money that way, right? Not exactly. Their profit barely depends on what's on the shelves. Over 70% of profit doesn't come from sales. So where does it come from? What makes people buy ketchup in bulk and renew their card every year? Right now, I'm going to dissect this system piece by piece and show you why Costco isn't just a store. It's a system that breaks all the usual retail rules. Let's start with the main thing. People pay to get in. Sounds weird, but that's the base of everything. You come to Costco, but you can't just walk in. You need a membership card. An annual fee opens the doors and brings in about $4.6 billion before they sell a single item. But do people actually agree to this? There are plenty of regular stores nearby where you can walk in for free. And here's where it gets interesting. As of 2021, Costco had around 180 million card holders. That's not just a number, that's an army of people who basically said, yes, I'm willing to pay to shop here. And even better, about 90 to 93% renew their card every year. No points, no pushy texts. They just come back and pay again. The fee isn't a barrier, it's a hook. You pay $60, so now it feels smart to come more often and earn it back. You're not just a customer, you're a club member with a built-in reason to return. This fee filters the audience. Broke student won't pay for a card just for one pack of pasta, but a family or a small business owner buying in bulk, easy. Only people who spend more get in. The average spend is higher, cards are packed. But here's the part nobody talks about. When other stores lose customers, Costco stays stable because the fees are already paid and people still come to get their money's worth. So if the profit comes from fees, why sell products at all? Is there even a markup? Spoiler alert, almost none. Let's see how that works from the inside. The markup on products at Costco is only about 11 to 15%. For comparison, regular supermarkets markup 25 to 50%, sometimes more. So yeah, Costco sells almost at cost. Over 70% of their profit comes from membership fees. Products aren't there to squeeze every cent out of you. They're there to keep you renewing your card. That's what lets them keep prices rock bottom. That's where the power comes from. Costco says to a supplier, we'll sell millions of units, but at our price. And suppliers agree, because Costco moves massive volumes. The supplier gets guaranteed distribution. Costco gets the maximum discount. Almost nobody else can negotiate like that. For decades, Wall Street kept demanding, raise prices 3%, profit will jump 50%. Jim Sinegal, Costco's former CEO, said raising prices was like a cigarette. Try it once and you can't stop. And you end up like just another everyday store. Now look at the assortment. A regular supermarket has around 30,000 items on its shelves. Costco has maybe 3,700 to 4,000, 10 times less. At first it looks like a drawback, less choice, less sales. In reality, it's an advantage. Fewer products means more turnover per item. Instead of 10 types of ketchup, you've got 1 or 2. They fly off the shelves. That's high rotation speed. Product comes in, product goes out. No dead stock, no dust, no big write-offs. Most products come in and go straight to the floor. No time in storage, no fancy displays. Lower logistic costs, fewer losses. This model works for families and small businesses. A family buys 20 rolls of toilet paper for the month. A cafe buys the same 20 rolls for the week. Both win, both get it cheap. One model, 2 audiences, and the result is explosive turnover. Fees give Costco freedom not to chase markup, but to exercise power over vendors. Huge volumes push prices down, rotation speeds up, and costs drop. And here is the next question. How do you pick 4,000 items out of millions? And more importantly, how do you make people hunt for them like it's their last chance? I love these clever hidden tricks. They are not always bad. Costco plays a pretty honest game, but there are other cases where companies use the same psychology to manipulate people way more. That's what I write about in my newsletter. No spam, no weird funnels. The whole point is to build a community of people who want to understand how business works from the inside and how they mess with our decisions. If that sounds useful, subscribe. You won't regret it. The link's in the description. Now let's get back to Costco. We already figured out Costco has about 4,000 items instead of 30,000. But how does that work? You think less choice means fewer sales. In reality, it's the opposite. You walk into a regular store, you see 20 types of olive oil. Your eyes wander, you get lost, and you grab whatever you always grab. At Costco, you see 2 types, 3 max. But you know this, if it's here, it's probably the best price on the market. The choice is made for you. And here's what happens next. People start coming every week because the assortment keeps changing. Today there is one coffee brand, 2 weeks later there is a different one. This week there are Italian cookies, next week they're gone. That's the treasure hunt. You show up and you don't know what you'll find. Now you're checking in all the time so you don't miss something good. It's not just a trick, it's also a super fast market reaction. Somewhere there is excess product. Costco buys it at a minimal price and drops it on pallets, literally, on the shipping pallets. No shelving, no decorations. Products are displayed as they arrive. That saves millions on presentation and lets them refresh the warehouse fast. Lines every day because people know. Today there might be something unique, tomorrow it might be gone. Plus there are Kirkland Signature, Costco's own brand. Premium quality at the lowest price. People trust that label more than many big brands, including it off the shelves. So the treasure chest keeps updating and you keep coming back. But where does this speed and precision come from? Also, why does Costco have almost no staff turnover while other retailers lose people non-stop? Here's a question that breaks basic retail logic. Why pay employees more than anyone else in the industry when you could just save money? In retail, staff is an expense. The less you pay, the higher the margin. Everyone does it. Costco doesn't. They pay at least around $17 an hour. That's way higher than most competitors. Plus health insurance and a more flexible schedule. Is this charity? Let's do the math. High pay means low turnover. At Costco, it's many times lower than the retail average. People don't leave, they stay for years. The result? You don't have to hire constantly, always be training and losing time on new people. Every new employee is a cost. Training, mistakes, slow work. An experienced employee works faster, knows the process, doesn't freeze at the register. Lines move quicker, customers are happier and come back. Motivated staff directly speeds up lines and improves service. It's not abstract, it's operational. Faster service means more customers per day. More customers mean higher turnover. Higher turnover means lower cost per item. High salaries cut costs through loyalty and speed. Costco puts employees first not in slogan, but in actual paychecks and policies. People work there because it makes sense and you can feel it. Customers see the difference between a burnt-out cashier and someone who actually wants to help. Most companies chase short-term profit, cut salaries, burn people out, and drain everything they can from the moment. Costco does the opposite. They give up short-term greed for long-term stability. And it works. Because people aren't just an expense. Remember, people are the engine that drives the system. Without them, there is no speed, no quality, no loyalty. So that's where this efficiency comes from. But there is one more question. How do you scale this model around the world? It's not just opening a warehouse in another country. It's exporting a culture, a system, a philosophy. Will it still work? Costco's model works great in the US, but will it work in other countries? Different culture, different habits, different competitors. Can you scale this system without breaking it? Here is what Costco did. Before launching their first foreign warehouse, they tested demand through pre-subscriptions. They didn't build a warehouse blindly. First, they checked if people were willing to pay. They validated the market before investing. And then they did something even more radical. They expanded only when profit in the US was strong enough to carry losses in new countries for as long as needed. No rush, They waited for each market to mature on its own. And the result? Nearly 900 warehouses on multiple continents, massive scale and same principles. Same markup, same fees, same logic. Even in crisis, revenue grew because the model is built on trust, not manipulation. Members pay not because of promotions, but because they know the deal is honest. E-commerce and services like Costco Travel stack more value on top without building new warehouses. That's the real secret. Costco proved that if you refuse greed, you can build a self-sustaining system. Members, employees, suppliers, everyone wins together. Global success is just the side effect. No magic, just consistency, long-term thinking, and respect for everyone in the chain, not just shareholders. The engine keeps running because everyone in it actually wins. I love the Costco example because it shows how manipulation can be used to benefit people. Not every company does this. I break down the darker cases in my newsletter. It's really useful in real life. The link's in the description. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.